Hi, I'm John Warren. I'm the County Clerk for Dallas County, Texas, and this is Texas County Voice, a podcast for all 254 counties. Thank you for listening.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Texas County Voice. I'm Jody Seaburn with the Texas Association of Counties. Today we're talking about one of TAC's favorite ways of highlighting great work happening in counties across Texas, and that's our County Best Practices Awards program. And I'm joined by TAC County Relations Officers Rhita Koches and Mayden. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank
Thank you for having us.
Please introduce yourselves and share a bit about your background and your role as a county relations officer. And Rita, you go first.
Okay. I am the County Relations Officer for 66 counties up in Northeast Texas. I served as Van Zandt County Judge for 10 years before joining TAC in the Legislative Department. I was there for the first 6 years, and now I've been a County Relations Officer since 2020.
I'm Mayden, and I serve the Panhandle and South Plains as a county relations officer. I have 64 counties. Before this, I worked in the private industry for a renewable energy company, and prior to that, I was a Childress County judge for almost 20 years. And coming to TAC's probably been one of the best things I've decided to do since I retired as county judge.
And as a county relations officer, you're probably the TAC employee that most county officials see most often. Can you tell us briefly what your role is?
We're the first line, and Rita will verify this, I'm sure. We're usually the ones that gets the calls first, and then we try to guide them to where they need to be. I always used to say we're the tip of the sword for TAC most of the time, but that by no means puts us above anyone else. But it seems to be we'll get the call first, and then we try to guide them into where they need to go or what help they can get.
The importance of our role is that we go to them. We sit down in their offices across their desk from them to speak with them one-on-one. And I always tell people around here who ask me what I do, there's only one county treasurer in the whole county. So who do they go to lunch with to talk about their problems, or who do they call to ask a question? There's nobody else in their county who does really what they do. And they have good networking among the affiliate organizations, but sometimes just to sit in their office with them and hear them. I get a lot of appreciation for being there face to face and just letting them talk sometimes.
For listeners who may be hearing about it for the first time, how would you describe the County Best Practices Awards program and why it matters? Jay, you go first with this one.
Well, this is my second year with TAC, and so I've been through one round of this. And the best thing I can say about this program is how it benefits everyone. You'll have a county that'll have something, come up with an idea that is wonderful, great idea, and it helps other counties so much. And it kind of goes off of the family atmosphere that counties have, and the program itself benefits everyone. It's a good idea for this county, and it's going to want to work for everybody. It has that family orientation to it.
We always say there's 254 counties, 254 ways of doing things, but why reinvent the wheel? Why not take the opportunity to take something that somebody else is doing and maybe adapt it to your office, see how it'll work in your county? To me, of all of the criteria, and I guess we could talk about what the criteria for the application is, but to me, having it to be something that can be duplicated in another county is the most critical part. And you can actually go back on the TAC website. All of the recipients are listed all the way back to 2010. And so you can see what different offices have done. For example, last year, Denton County's Bee Luncheon. Denton County is a large county, but there's no reason that a small county couldn't do the same thing. Just a way to be their Bee Luncheon best employee ever. Same thing, one of the recipients last round had an Citizens Election Academy. Well, that could be scaled to, the smallest county up to Dallas and Harris County. You could adapt that for your own constituents. So to me, that is the most useful part of it, is that criteria, and that it's something that can be duplicated.
Well, what are the criteria for consideration?
Well, there's 5 or 6 different things, and they're in the on the application, but basically it has to be a program that's been created and established within the last 24 months. It has to be in full operation because it has to have measurable and results that you can show. Again, it needs to be scalable and to benefit other counties. County officials or their staff in their official capacity have to have a leadership role in the development of the program. So you don't take a program that your local civic organizations have done that you're a part of. It's something that's actually your office that's created and active in. And then it should not be a replication of something that's been submitted in the past.
Well, from your vantage point as someone who's frequently visiting counties, you're frequently interacting with county officials. What does the awards program say about county government across Texas?
Its ability to change and adapt to times. Counties use this stuff, use these programs that have been developed to grow. And that's important, especially in rural Texas. I mean, growth is important. So I think they use this as their tools to grow and to change.
A related question, are you seeing any trends in county innovations that have taken place over the past 2 or 3 cycles of this program?
Well, obviously back in 2020, I think nearly all of the recipients and applications for that matter dealt with how you accommodated COVID. And so there were a lot of things like kiosk, curbside methods, using the technology that we already had in place to adapt to dealing with public in a remote way. So that one cycle, it seemed like that was sort of the focus. But even that, some of those things now are still being used, especially like I think I mentioned before, the kiosk. Those can be used for a lot of different things, docket postings, signage to point the way to things, which offices to contact. So even though those were from, say, 6 years ago, they're still applicable now. So I think probably the best answer to that is that it depends on the time and what the issue facing counties at that particular time they make their applications.
Yeah, I think I neglected to mention, and we should mention, that the awards are given every other year. They're given every even numbered year. That 2020 cycle, that was the first time I was involved on the communication side of the awards. And yeah, I remember all those COVID-related programs. It seems over the last, maybe starting with 2024, we started to see some AI-related type things emerging. I just wonder if that might be something that we see more of in 2026 and moving forward.
I do think technology is going to be a big part of it. I think McLennan County was the one that they had adapted some technology to reach a completely different audience when it comes to recruiting for jail staffing. And that was all social media and internet based. Williamson County had a similar through their HR department. They had some sort of advanced technology that they used to create an HR dashboard. So yeah, I think that's probably going to step up, and I think we'll probably see more of that.
Yeah, and El Paso County had a kiosk type program that allowed people to engage with their county government using AI programs.
Right.
Why is it important to celebrate and elevate this kind of work happening at the county level?
I
Jay?
think it's kind of like Jay said, it shows the public that their elected officials are trying to do their jobs and make their interaction with the public more efficient, less expensive. I think it shows the citizens that they're thinking outside the box and that there's a real effort to do their jobs better and more efficiently.
Yeah, I
How
agree.
does
It's something that citizens look to. That's why you get elected. You're trying to help them, and by doing this, you are.
Yeah, how does recognizing these programs help improve or reshape public perception of county government?
Well, I think everybody likes to have that pat on the back, and it is. It's important. And we were talking about McLennan County, like Smith County. We have a historic problem of having jailers, so they did an in-house jailer program where they can just do their own. And I think having that encouragement, like with anything, will only make it better and want you to work harder at it. And when your citizens see that you're trying and you get awarded for things that you're doing, that's just a feather in your cap, and it helps in getting other things that your county might need. So I think that's why an award goes a long way.
Well, and some of these programs involve, like the Citizens Election Academy, the Smith County Jail Academy, or jail staffing program. It lets the public know that there is opportunities for them in county government.
What would you say to encourage counties, perhaps a county that has never applied before, to participate?
I would tell them that doing something like this, if you even, it's almost one of those deals where you always say there's no such thing as a dumb question. Well, there's no such thing as a dumb idea when you think it can help people. So you presenting an idea or a program could go a long ways in helping other counties that might not have the resources that you had to do this. So you're helping everyone by doing this. That's how to encourage someone to do it.
And I know, as visiting, like I said, in person with county officials, sometimes they'll be talking about something they're doing in their office, and right then I can say, that sounds like a good submission for county best practices. And so it's a way to encourage them too, to keep up with what they're doing and make sure that they make notes of what they're doing so that they can submit their application. And it is a self-nominated, self-submitted process.
Yeah, we have our nomination form online, which I'll mention in a bit. Is there one message or takeaway that you want every county official or staff member listening to this episode to remember? What would it be?
If you think you have a good idea, then you submit it. I mean, that's about as simple as you can put it.
And just think of the sense of accomplishment to think not only have you done something that's worked in your county, but that it could help citizens across the state.
Was there anything that we failed to mention, Rita?
There are 5 award categories: the financial and general management, public safety and corrections, health and human services, technology, and community improvements. So that I wouldn't say that limits it, but that is something to follow along as you're planning your submission, to see which one of those categories it might be covered by. Also, the deadline right now is March the 31st, I believe.
That's right.
So if you've not ever seen one of the County Best Practices awards, it is a large poster size framed, really a beautiful certificate that is presented by your county relations officer in Commissioner's Court. So it's usually covered by local media. So there's some additional recognition there that you'd receive locally, as well as a press release that's prepared by TAC's Communication Department to help you get the word out about the recognition, and more importantly, about the work that you've done to be able to acquire that recognition.
And we will also profile your program in our county magazine. And you may be hearing from me, yours truly, Jody Sebring, if you are a recipient, asking you to join the podcast to discuss your program.
So it's time right now to be getting your data together and working on your application.
Well, you can find details and nomination information on our website, county.org. At the top of the homepage on county.org, just look under Texas Counties 101 on the menu tab, and you'll find a link to County Best Practices, where you will find instructions and the nomination form and everything you need to know. And as Rita mentioned earlier, all the past recipients dating back to 2010. Thank you, Rita and Jay, for joining us today, and thank you for the work you do supporting counties. I think every year you put tens of thousands of miles on your vehicles visiting the counties in your regions. And this being Texas, we know those regions are not small. If today's conversation has sparked an idea or reminded you that your county is doing something worth sharing, we encourage you to apply for a County Best Practices Award and help tell your county story. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Texas County Voice for more conversations spotlighting the people, stories, and programs shaping county government across Texas. We'll see you next time.